First fish of the evening is a baby walleye on an F9 rapala. Cool. I brought a real flashlight tonight so you can actually see the fish. I know some guys were talking about or suggesting I do that. Alright. See you, walleye. Another walleye? Sweet, got him on the curly tail jig, 15-16, not a bad one, lower end keeper. Get the other flashlight out here. Cool. Let him go. Cool. 8 or a little over 8-inch rock bass on the curly tail jig. 1/8 ounce red, brown with red fleck, I think, or black fleck, something like that, and a red head. Juggling all these flashlights and the fish isn't that easy, but there he is with the white light. There's the jig. Let him go here. Awesome. Another rock bass on the same jig, around 6 inches probably. That's why I felt a little heavier. Another walleye. Sweet. That's got to be close to 16, if not, that's probably a 16-incher. Just skinny. That same curly tail jig. There he is. Nice. There he goes. This guy was really funny. Hit it so hard. I set the card on him. I thought it was a bigger fish, but yeah, he inhaled that curly tail jig. Another 8-inch or close to 8-inch, yeah, around 8-inch rock bass. Oh, wow. Huge rock bass. That is a big one. Wow. Hit on that curly tail jig. He didn't really feel that big at first, but then he just got heavier as I kept reeling him in. That's really neat. Let's measure him here and then let him go. Probably, solid 10.5. I don't know, somewhere right around there. Gotta not slip. The water's a little high tonight, so the fishing's not gonna be as good as last time. I can already tell, but it's not terrible at least. Every 5 casts at least a fish. Looks like a real fat 10 3/4 to me. That is a nice one. Let me get the white light out for you. There he is. Beautiful rock bass. That's a nice one. Look at the belly on him. Alright, let him go here. Look, if I put my fingers up to the edge of his face, he goes halfway down my arm just about. Or close to halfway. Probably a pounder. Or right around there. 14 ounces maybe, something like that. So he has a nice belly. There he goes. I love big panfish. I love walleye and smallmouth, but I also have a real love for big panfish. I was really hoping this was a rock bass too, because it's even heavier. It's another walleye. Whoa! Wow, that was weird. He jumped and fell off right in front of me. Never had that happen with a walleye, I don't think. Had him jump like that, like a smallmouth. He was probably 17, 18 and a little bit thicker. That was a pretty decent walleye. Cool. Got him on that same jig there. Wow, another walleye. Another solid 16-incher. Yeah, for sure. Nice, on that same curly tail jig. I came down here expecting a bunch of rock bass, but the water's about half a foot higher than it was last time, and it's just tougher fishing, but definitely a decent amount of walleyes. I'd have 4/5 of a limit right now if I was keeping them. Pretty good in August if you're limiting out in an hour. Alright, see you, buddy. I guess I'm only going to light the bigger ones up with the white light because it's a pain in the butt. But, you know, give me some feedback in the comments if that's okay with you guys. Another around average sized rock bass, 7.5, 8 inches on that curly tail jig. It's funny, he didn't hit it until I started twitching it. Right when I started twitching, he just smacked it. There he goes. Wow. So there's another one. I'm just wading around in the shallows here, and there's massive walleyes in them. This is crazy. I can't believe this. Normally there's carp here, and I've looked in here 100 times at night, and the water's up 6 inches, and there's suddenly two big, that other walleye I just saw was even bigger than that one. Both of those were in the 20s. That big one I saw had to be around 24, 25, just a rough guess. That was crazy. I can't believe that just happened. Wow, they're sitting in these weeds here, like carp, but they were walleyes. Pretty sure they were walleyes. They had the shape of a walleye, not a carp. Another nice rock bass. Second best one of the night, probably. 9 1/4 maybe, or at least 9 inches, that's for sure. Between 9 and 9 1/2. And fat too, just like the rest of them. Man, seeing those walleyes in the shallows is so cool. Smaller rock bass, around 8 inches. There he goes, slippery. Another rock bass on that jig, around 9 inches. Cool. Yeah, fishing's definitely a lot slower tonight than it was last time. I have to work pretty hard for each one of these fish. Snuck up river here, got another fish. Walleye under the shallow water streetlight. Neat. 15, 16. It's nice knowing I would have had a limit of walleye by now. It's awesome. That same curly tail jig. Alright, let him go here. Awesome. Cool. I'm just fishing this little edge on the wall right here. Is a deep spot ever since the trees were over there. They cut out a nice gouge right there and got another 8 or so inch rock bass on the curly tail jig. It's tough finding slack waters tonight. There's just so much fast moving water because of the rain. But trying to do what I can. Rock bass are hitting. There's one. Oh wow. Oh yeah. Solid 9 1/2, 9 3/4. That's a big one. Maybe even a 10, but probably not quite. I don't know. Close though. Getting them on that curly tail jig off that little wall there. There's a nice big belly on him too. Awesome. Another rock bass out of the main part of the river for once. 9 and a little over 9, hair over 9 maybe. Cool. A new brown curly tail jig with a red head. Awesome. Well, that was pretty cool. Huh. This is the spot last night where there's big walleyes. I went to work for a bit and now I'm back here. There we go. First smallie. A little guy. Sweet. I didn't realize the water was this murky. Oh, there he goes. Little 10-incher around there. I'm on that black curly tail jig. 16th ounce head. Another little smallie. Cool. Smaller one. Just like the last one, kind of small. That's a really skinny smallie. Okay, now that guy's gone. That was pretty loud. It's got to be like the skinniest 14-inch smallie ever in the history of bass. Around 14. I don't even know how long he is. That's how skinny he is. I can't even judge him. I've never caught one that skinny. It's like it looks like a walleye almost, how slender it is. Weird. Yeah, probably around 14-ish. Alright, see you, buddy. There we go, another smallie. I think the water went down like an inch or two. I don't know if that's helping or just because it's light out. All smaller ones though. Yeah, fat 10-incher, 10 and a half, something like that. Maybe 11, I don't know, 10 to 11. And curly tail jig, cool. I think I just got a better one. Oh shoot, I lost him. Man, he had to be a solid 16. Darn it. Got him on that crayfish crankbait. There's another nice one. Feels like, at least. Well, maybe not that big. Just against the current. Oh, it's a walleye, that's why. Walleyes always feel a little heavier. They don't fight as hard, but they just feel heavy. Oh, it's not a bad one at all. Wow. Don't fall off there. Stay hooked. That's a nice walleye. 19. I don't know. Maybe I should just measure him right here. On the crayfish crankbait. Around 19, I would guess. Plus or minus an inch. I'm really tired and haven't been guessing them too well lately, but cool. Glad this one stayed stayed hooked. Unhook him quick here and measure him, or try to. Tape measure broke out of its case again, so it's a little rough, but I don't have anything better yet. So if any of you guys know a waterproof tape measure, that'd be great if you could tell me. Alright, this is going to be a little bit rough because this tape measure's not perfect, but hopefully be close enough. Yeah, a little over 19, 19 and a quarter or so. Cool. Nice walleye. Not a bad one. Sweet. Oh wow, look at that. There's a little octopus hook in the top of his mouth there. I don't know if you can see that, but he broke someone off, I guess, someone else. It's pretty neat. That's a fish. Smallie maybe? Oh no, another walleye. Wow. Oh shoot, he got off. You gotta be kidding me. He was right there. It was a solid 17, maybe 17 and a half, right around there. And the crayfish crankbait again. I love this thing because it works well, but I need to replace the hooks on it for bigger hooks, and I just haven't yet. Ooh, heavy one. Oh wow. That is a really heavy fish. Stay hooked. Seems like it was. Is it swimming towards me now? Yeah, that's a better one. Sweet. That's a nice walleye. Around 20? Close to 20? Something like that? I don't know what to do with them here. The hook's gonna pop. They always pop. Take them right into this little... Whoa! That was a bad idea, I guess. Oh yeah, solid walleye. That's a nice one. There we go. Yeah, he's gonna hit 20. Right on that crayfish crankbait again. Watercolor's just perfect. Stained, but not terrible. I don't know why it's stained all of a sudden. It didn't seem like it was, you know, just earlier in the trip or whatever you want to call it. Alright, let's measure him here quick. Just because I'm wondering. Yeah, could really use a... See, the problem with these tape measures, even though they're aluminum, the coating, I forget the chemistry behind it, but they start to rust even though they're still aluminum. I really need one that is waterproof somehow or another. Oh wow, really? Definitely seemed bigger than the last one. He's just a 19. I guess he's just fatter or something, I don't know. Whatever. Still a decent walleye. Starting to get a little dim out. Hopefully you can still see. Ooh, fish didn't seem that big. No, he isn't that big. I just saw a big flash. 14, 15 inch smallie, or that's my guess. Yeah, he ain't that big. Oh boy. Oh jeepers. He's a fighter. I'm getting by the lip here. Got him on that same crankbait. Just always just barely hooked. Yeah, fat 14 or around there. Make sure I'm guessing right on these fish. Sometimes my zero gets off and I start, you know, especially lately, and I just start guessing wrong by up to an inch, but sometimes that happens, not always though, but just give them a rough estimate here. Yeah, a little over 14, a little over 14, between 14 and 14 and a half. Alright, seems like I'm guessing right tonight. Cool. Nice little smallie. Bit of a belly, little bit. See you, buddy. Eight-inch rock bass, maybe a little over 8 on the brown curly tail jig with a red head. Another rock bass. Inhaled the curly tail jig, salt and pepper color. Around the same size as the last one. Cool, another little smallie. With a weird crooked tail. Probably a little over 14 inches or around 14. Cool, pretty chunky. Kind of chunky. On that same curly tail jig. Something weird going on here. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. I got my 2 walleyes on the stringer there, and there's a giant snapping turtle mating with another snapping turtle right next to it. What is going on here? That's really weird. I guess they're mating. I don't know what else they'd be doing. Why are they doing that right next to my walleyes? In the shallows here, in a river. That's kind of strange. I'm going to leave them alone. Strong fish. Oh wow, it's just a little smallie. Felt way bigger. He ripped it at first. Yeah, around 13 inches on that curly tail jig, the salt and pepper one. Cool. Nice solid 9-inch rock bass from the other side of the river on that same curly tail jig. Awesome. Ooh. Another rock bass, right around the same size, on that same curly tail jig. Alright, let him go here. Cool. I just noticed this, but it looks like the snapping turtles did take a nice bite out of the tail fin of my my walleyes after all. Look at that, the bone's like completely broken off, it's just hanging on by the skin there.